Hey guys, my name's Jessie LaBelle and welcome to my YouTube channel. I actually just opened it up, well not just, like maybe a couple of weeks ago, but I did just post my first video this morning and now this will be probably my second video. My channel is going to be focused on lifestyle, travel, and of course TV reviews, starting with Married at First Sight. And you know, I spent so many hours watching this show for so many years and just like talking and investing myself in people's lives who I don't even know, tweeting at them and leaving comments on Instagram, watching other YouTubers review the show, that I said, hey, why the hell not? Just open up my channel, also talk to other people who enjoy the show, see if you guys agree or disagree with me, what you guys liked about the show, what you didn't like, and the cast members, and so on and so forth. So now I'm here. I am a media personality. That's just a little bit about me. I used to work on Telemundo Channel 51 here in Miami, and also in on a radio station, El Sol 106.7, and now I decided to do YouTube. So let's talk about Married at First Sight. I'm gonna start off with episode 1, of course, So Ready in SoCal, season 15, San Diego. Now, I do have notes. I'm not gonna lie about it. They're right here, and I have a couple of pages because I mean, I don't know what Lifetime is thinking. I don't know how much time they think we want from them, how much time we have in our day to devote to them. But 3 hours is a lot. I struggled to get through it, and I think we, the fans, have told them on numerous occasions, like, cut the fat. We do not care that much about the bachelorette parties or like the dress shopping, and then they're gonna devote God knows how much time to these weddings. Like, we want to see them get married, first look, what was their first impression, did they smile, did they frown, etc. And then we just want them to move in, and we still have the honeymoon. We have a lot ahead of us, and I think every season we all say we're gonna quit and not watch the show, but every season we come back. Hell, I came back and I opened up a channel just to talk about it. So something that stood out to me as soon as like the first few minutes rolled in, or the first few seconds, was that Pastor Cal said that this is the most shocking season in Married at First Sight history. And that kind of worries me, because the season with Paige and Chris was pretty shocking, if you ask me. And last season was also a disaster, and whatnot. I couldn't really finish it all. The season with Gil and Merla, I actually did like them all. I really enjoyed that season. That's an unpopular opinion, but I really did like it. Anyway, we actually watched this show because we want them to like be successful. We want them to like each other. We want them to love each other. We don't want them to be abused on national television. We don't want none of that nonsense. But I guess I don't know what's happening. I don't know if they're kind of gearing toward like a Married at First Sight Australia kind of thing. But I guess we'll see what happens this season. Right off the bat, I'm going to start off with Lindy and Miguel. So what I'll do, since this is my first video and the episode was 3 hours and not a lot happened, I'm just going to focus this video on that first episode. And then as I move along and I figure out, I guess, what works and what doesn't work for me as well as for you guys, then maybe I'll do a video for each couple, or maybe I'll just do one long video. I'm still trying to figure it out. I'm still trying to figure out everything. I still need like a background. But I really wanted to get started. I know I'm super late with this video. I was super sick last week. I didn't have a voice. I had lost my voice because I had a cold. But I'm ready, and I'm ready to go. So let's start off with Lindy and Miguel. So right off the bat, I really did like her. I thought she was super down to earth. She's a beautiful woman, very nice smile, contagious laughter. I did think that later on the episode, she kind of makes a remark where I'm going to be a little worried for Miguel, but I'll get into that in just a few seconds. We also learned about Lindy that she never danced growing up. Her parents were very strict. I think she said you couldn't even wear jewelry because of the religion she was in, which was a denomination from Christianity, Seventh-day Adventist. I probably butchered that, and I'm sorry, I do not remember that last word. So that's what she said. She seems really fun and outgoing, down to earth, up until now. Then we met Miguel, who's Puerto Rican, also a very attractive guy. He seems like he has a lot of layers to him. So we know he's educated, he's good looking, he likes to work out. He seems like a bit of a softie and sentimental. And then this guy all of a sudden shows up with like a freaking bear on his head. So he's also into that whole like Dungeons and Dragons thing. I don't know much about that world, but it kind of reminds me of Comic-Con. I don't know if it's the same thing or not. All his friends are also dressed up as like an elf and a sailor and other things. When he is talking to his friends, we find out that he is a red flag avoider, which means that he's in for a lot of trouble, because Lindy later in the episode says that she wants a man who can like put her in her place, that isn't gonna let her walk all over him. If this guy's a red flag avoider, I'm not sure that's gonna happen. And I really hope we don't see a situation where like Katina and Elijah one, where he was just kind of like pushing her and pushing her and pushing her, and she would kind of just go. She had her own personality, I'm sure, but like on camera that wasn't reflected. What was reflected on camera was that she did whatever he wanted. And I hope that's not the case with Lindy and Miguel. I hope that he's able to stand his ground and that he doesn't lose his personality just to kind of please her. So that's one thing I'm worried about. In terms of looks, I think they're both gonna be attracted to each other. Like I said, they're both really good looking people. Let's see, what else did I write down for them? Pastor Cal said that they were matched because they both wanted a partner with high emotional intelligence, and they both want kids. So right off the bat, they seem all right. Lindy did give me Lindsay vibes, and like later on when Alexis said that she talks way too much, and then they kind of show like a series of videos where she's just talking and talking and talking. But that could just be production kind of editing it like that together. I hope that's not the case. I really enjoy when everybody gets on, like when the friends, I say like the guys and the girls get along. There's already a lot of drama between the spouses. So I don't particularly enjoy when they're also fighting each other. I think that's kind of like their safe space, is when they can go back to the other wives or the other husbands and kind of just like talk out their problems. So hopefully there's no drama there. I'm gonna move on to Alexis and Justin. Well, no, I'm gonna skip them actually. Since they were the first ones to get married, I'll probably go on more about them. So let's cut to the next one, Kristen and Mitchell. As soon as I saw them, just right off the bat, based on looks, nothing else, being extremely shallow, I don't think they're gonna like each other. I don't. I think Kristen, like she said, she's in it to win it. She's all in. I think that regardless of whether she finds him attractive or not, I think she's gonna give him a shot just because she's in it to win it. They're both outdoorsy-ish. I mean, they showed her intro doing yoga on the beach, and he likes going to the beach. I think that might be the only thing they have in common. Kristen, good luck with your dad. I do not think it's a good idea to surprise him on your wedding day. I don't think anybody, I mean, you're already being surprised. I don't think you want to surprise your dad, but good luck. I'm sure it'll be fine because they continued on with the episode. My concern here is Mitchell. I have a lot of concerns about him. He says he does not, he said a lot of things. He said that he has commitment issues, and pretty much says he is hardcore Mitchell. It's all about Mitchell, that he's the kind of guy that if they don't fill up his glass, he's gonna make a scene at a restaurant. Mitchell, nobody likes that. No girl likes that. Nobody likes someone that makes a scene at a restaurant, at least not because your glass is half filled. That's ridiculous. I think it's immature, and I hope you don't do that. I hope that you learn that you have to compromise, that marriage, this show is about compromising. If you are gonna be 100% hardcore Mitchell, it's not gonna work out for you, buddy. Like, you really, this is a difficult show to get through. and I mean as a participant. So if you're already going in with that mindset, I do not think it's gonna work out for you. Let's see, he said that this is okay, those were the other red flags. So he said that this is probably the only way he'll get married, and then that he failed at the highest level of commitment, and he also failed at the lowest level of commitment. And then I don't understand the matchmakers. And then so you pair off a guy who says that he's terrible at commitment and that this is the only way he'll get married with a girl who was gonna get married and pretty much had to cut off the wedding I don't know how many days before because the guy cheated on her. Why? Like, I don't understand. I know also later in the episode, Kristen says that she finds it to be a little concerning that when a man is in his middle to late 30s, that he's not married or hasn't had a relationship, that's a big red flag for her. Again, why would they pair these two? He's 41 years old. I think his brother said he's never really been in a real relationship. This is a disaster waiting to happen again. It's kind of like, I don't know who's matching these people up, but they're like, this is a volcano and this is a tornado. Let's put them together and see what happens on television. I do not think they're gonna work out. I really don't. Unless Mitchell changes his personality not his personality, like his mindset. Throughout the episode, he was just kind of like, I'm Mitchell, this is the way that I am. I have my own sets of beliefs. If I change the person that I am, then I'm compromising my integrity. And that's not it at all. Like, I don't know. I mean, I've been married for 5 years. I've been with my husband for 10, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. And I've had to do a lot of compromising in order to make it work. And so has he. I don't think that going in with a mindset of this is who I am, take it or leave it, is the right thing to do. We all have flaws. We all have our defects that we need to work on in order to grow and in order for a relationship to grow. So I really hope that Mitchell can see that and doesn't just stick to his original plan of being gun-ho Mitchell. Let's see. Oh, something else. His brother said that Mitchell also has a really hard time or that he's never had a conversation, one of those difficult conversations where you kind of have to either compromise or agree to disagree. So again, this is a volcano and a tornado. Let's put them together and see it explode on national television. Let's move on to Morgan and Ben. I really liked Morgan right off the bat, just from looking at them, right? So after, let's see. Okay. So I really liked, I was reading my initial thoughts. So as I watch the show, I write down what I'm thinking. And the first thing I wrote down is, after watching Morgan's intro, then jumping into Ben's, I immediately thought there is absolutely no way in hell that this is gonna work out. Like, zero, zilch, nada. This is never gonna work out. However, I think Morgan on her own, she's beautiful. I think that they might work out. I mean, not that they might work out. I think that she's beautiful. I think she's a firecracker. She's spicy. She likes to do that karate thing. I forgot. Was it Muay Thai? I don't know. So she obviously has gone through some struggles. She knows how to, I guess, grow and like find her way. She knows what it's like to go through difficult times and then kind of like develop a strategy or a goal to kind of overcome those struggles. So that is okay. On Ben's side, again, like red flags. He's really good looking though, so is she. They both have beautiful smiles. They're both very perky and they like to have a good time. I just don't think their personalities are gonna click. She's very independent. She's very strong-willed. He's a mama's boy, self-proclaimed. He seemed like a bro with his friends, so I don't know, maybe a little immature, and he's cheap. He's cheap. Like, I don't even know what to say. Nobody likes a cheap person. Like, not even your friends. If you are one of those people, and be honest, because we all have them. If you're one of those people, or you have a friend like where it's like you and 3 other people, you go to lunch and you all have 2 slices of pizza, and one friend had 1 slice, and that one friend says, I'm not gonna chip in the $5 because I only had 1 slice, so I'm only gonna put in $1. Why are you hanging out with that person anyway? Like, nobody likes a cheap person. And then, so again, this might be overproduced where we saw Ben searching for coins. I'm sure he does not do that in his like regular life, but we did see him like cutting out coupons. Maybe he's on the wrong show. Maybe you should go to like extreme couponing, or I'm pretty sure they have another show for like cheap people. I don't know. He says he doesn't use the AC or the heater. He kind of just opens the window. That's a problem. That's a huge problem. Like, it's fine if you want to save. It's fine if you don't want to splurge. It's fine if you're frugal, but frugal and cheap are 2 different things. One thing is to like make sure you pay your bills, you have enough money to save, and then have a little bit of spending cash to kind of enjoy yourselves. Ben said he doesn't want to go out every weekend, which is absolutely okay, but Ben, you gotta take your girl out at least on a date. You gotta, like, do something nice for her, and doing nice things costs money, even if it's something really cheap. We also heard Morgan says that she wants to travel and that she does not kind of want to compromise her travel just because of money. And that reminded me of Rachel and Jose, and we saw how that turned out. So Ben, you got to change that. Oh, and nobody likes a mama's boy. You cannot compare a woman to your mom. She will never, ever match up. These are 2 completely different women. There's like a saying that like men fall in love with the women that's like their mom, and yes, you can have certain traits, but you cannot compare your wife to your mom. That will never happen. And I think that might be a problem too, because mama's boys usually have this tendency, like anytime something goes wrong in the relationship, they run to their mom for help. And you cannot tell your parents every problem that you and your spouse go through, because you and your spouse will get over it and you'll forgive your spouse, but your mom's not gonna be forgiving. Like, that's her baby. She's gonna see things from your point of view. So I don't know. I don't think that's gonna work out. Let's see. His friends say that he got cheated on, and his friend said that it was probably because he was cheap. I don't know, but I am really excited to see the interaction between Ben and Morgan. I think that if Ben starts acting like a cheapskate, Morgan will call him out real quick. She'll tell him that he's being a cheap ass, and she'll put him on his feet. Let's see how they work out. They both have beautiful smiles, though. I think that they're both really good looking. Everybody this season is actually really good looking. Let's see. We did Ben. Okay, I'm missing 2. Stasha and Nate. Stasha said that she's been having a really hard time finding somebody who is seriously committed. Let's see. She said that one of the biggest misconceptions is... So now let's move on to Stasha and Nate. She said that she's having a really hard time finding someone who's seriously committed, and that's one of the reasons she applied to the show, is because she's gonna find someone who thinks like her. And I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions. We have realized that season after season after season. Just because somebody applied for this show, 1, does not mean they're committed. 2, do not trust the process. Do not trust the process. Red flag, red flag. Like, if I had a red flag, I'd wave it right now. I often wonder if these people that sign up for this show have watched it before, because they have a terrible track record. And most of the people on this aren't even committed, and some of them even cheat. So I think that's a bad idea. But anyway, let's see. They're both really ambitious and hardworking. They both said that. We remember Nate really didn't say much about himself. He did say that he used to sell counterfeit bags and he almost went to jail, and that he hustles a lot. We know that Stasha is into finance. She also has some investment properties. Overall, what I gathered is that they're both really hard workers. So that will be good. We won't have a Noi and Steve situation where Noi kind of had like the fear of being homeless and out of money, and then they put her with an unemployed guy. I think that on that level they're okay. She comes across as no nonsense. She's beautiful. She's very well put together. He's also, I mean, pretty good looking. He has style, and you know, he's pretty fashionable. The only thing that I was like, that's disgusting, was on the bachelor party where he had the stripper get on her knees. I thought that was kind of unnecessary and disgusting and degrading. I get it, you're like partying with strippers, but I think he crossed the line. And not only did he cross the line, he did it on national television. I mean, I don't know. I'm not like super strict when it comes to that. These people don't even know their spouses, so it's fine if you want to have a little bit of fun. Like I think Elijah one did last season. That really didn't bother me because he didn't know Katina. He had no idea who he was marrying. It's technically his last day single. He didn't, I mean, he danced inappropriately and whatnot. But this was on a whole nother level. Like I saw it and I was like, ugh, disgusting. I want to throw up. Let's see, he does reassure us that he is ready for marriage. And then something else, I didn't catch it. If you guys caught it, let me know. Throughout Nate's part, he and his friends kept telling us about his track record and alluding to his past and how it wasn't great, but they never really tell us what it is. He just kind of like hints at it and hints at it and hints at it, and we never find out what it is. So that would be interesting. I'm sure we will find out later. But I didn't catch that. I don't know if you guys did. And then, see, who else do we have? Oh, we have Alexis and Justin. Right off the bat, they both have beautiful smiles. I do think they have extremely different personalities. I think Alexis is gorgeous. However, like her friends described her in the episode, like she is a powerhouse. I feel like she is like on her feet, very like witty, very strong, very independent. She's gonna call you right out if she has to. She has a lot of energy. I don't see her as a very sensitive type. I'm sure she can be, given the situation. She can be emotional. But I don't think she's like Justin, where he kind of just starts bawling all the time. He does seem like a sweet guy. He seems like a very emotional and sensitive guy. I'm rooting for them. I like them both. When they met each other, I thought it was extremely sweet, but I really don't think they're gonna work out. I think they're extremely different. I think that if he cries once, she'll nurture him. If he cries twice, she'll be there for him. If he starts with the crying, it's just not gonna work out. We already saw that with Zach. We don't like that. Something that also called my attention when she walked down the aisle, and then later they had the little confessional with her. The first words she uttered about him was, "Well, his appearance isn't awful." That's terrible. Like that's terrible. That's a horrible thing to say. Not putting it on her, she's being honest. I just don't think that the attraction is there for her, if that was the first thing that came out of her mouth. He's obviously super happy. She's gorgeous. So we'll see if they work out or not. My thing is, let's see, Lindy and Miguel. I don't know, that's a hard one. I'm gonna give them a yes. Alexis and Justin, I don't think they're gonna work out. Kristen and Mitchell, I don't think they're gonna work out. Ben and Morgan, I don't know. That's a hard one. I'm gonna add they're not gonna work out. Just because he's a mama's boy and she's kind of like the kind of person that isn't gonna take anyone's bullshit. And I don't think Stasha and Nate are gonna work out either. They are both very headstrong, and sometimes that is a problem. So that is pretty much my overall thoughts for this first episode, the first season of So Ready in SoCal, San Diego. Today is episode 2. We get to see another wedding. I hope And I implore Lifetime, please stop making us watch these weddings for like 5 weeks. We don't like that. Like, trim out the fat. Show us a little bit of the bachelor and bachelorette party, a little bit of the dresses, a little bit of the weddings, a little bit of the honeymoons, and let's cut right to the chase. We want to see them in the apartments. That's when it gets good. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know who you think is going to make it, who you think isn't going to make it. And remember to like and subscribe to my channel. I really want to be successful. And I also want to talk to you guys about Married at First Sight every single week.